Alright, and hello everyone. Welcome to another matchup in the multiple classic Mario games Famicom Trilogy tournament. This is an amazing best of three matchup we have between Stewie Cartman and WillCeeYaSR. Getting the runners all set here. Should be starting momentarily, but just to introduce the runners a little bit. Will does not have a PB on the official Famicom Trilogy leaderboard. So, but Stewie does have a PB. He has a 25-33 without loads PB. So, yeah, hopefully the runners are going to start here any moment. My name is Marzo2. I'm the host of this tournament, the tournament admin. You have the chat open, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask away. This matchup is going to be a little scary for these players because this is in the bottom bracket, which means whoever loses this best of three is officially out of the tournament. So this is the last straw for somebody. So, for the Famicom Trilogy, there, obviously with it being called Trilogy, there's 3 games that we're going to be playing. So obviously we'll have the original Super Mario Bros. To start off, and then we're going to play Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, or the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2. And then we're going to be playing the Famicom version of Mario 3, not the NES version. There are some differences between the Famicom and NES versions of Mario 3, and we'll go over those once we get to that game, but we are going to be mandating a game order, so they can't just pick which order of the games that they can do the run in. They have to play it in a release date order, so we'll be starting with Mario 1, and then we'll go to the Lost Levels, and then we'll finish off with Mario 3. But with that out of the way, you see a little variation in strats here. We have Stewie going for the Fire Flower strats, and then Will is going for the Small Only strats. Small Only is faster, but it is a lot riskier, especially for a race, because one death and you're immediately going to be behind the Fire Flower runner, assuming that the Fire Flower runner doesn't make any major mistakes. Which, it's hard to not make mistakes, especially in a race. So, we're going to be seeing these players do what's called a wrong warp in 4-2. We're going to be trying to scroll Mario's position on the screen far enough to the right so that when they go down one of the pipes that you just saw Stewie go down, normally that pipe would bring you to an underground coin room, but since we scrolled Mario's position on the screen far enough to the right, and Will taking a death there to that piranha plant. Very unfortunate, especially early on in the run. But like I was saying, because you scrolled Mario's position to the right so much on the screen, it actually changed the destination of that pipe to turn it from the coin room to the warp zone. Yes, this is a best of 3 matchup. So we will be seeing a minimum of 2 races, a maximum of 3. The grand finals is going to be a best of 5 as well. So that'll be a little more exciting. So Stewie entering 8-2, staircase is giving him a little bit of an issue there. Meanwhile, Will does take another death in 8-1 now. So now down to 1 life. We'll see if he takes an intentional game over, and it does not look like it. So being a little risky, but he probably is assuming he's far behind right now. So he's just going to go all out. But Stewie having a little bit of a close call there by that one piranha plant after that gap. But nice A2 overall. Still has his Fire Flower. Now Stewie will be entering 8-3. Pretty simple level, honestly, when you have the Fire Flower. Just shooting all the Hammer Bros. It's arguably the easiest level in World 8. When you're small, it's a different story, but with Big Fire, it's pretty straightforward. Right, so Will taking another death to 8-2 Koopas there. So he will be taking a game over and has to go back to 8-1. So Stewie has a pretty sizable lead, barring any major mistakes in the rest of 8-4. He's going to have a pretty sizable lead entering lost levels. So how the grand finals are going to work is if the for the high bracket winner, if they win the first grand finals matchup, then that's going to be it. The tournament will be over. But if the high bracket finalist or the high bracket winner, if they lose the first best of 5 matchup in the grand finals, there's going to be another best of 5 scheduled. So in the bracket stage, everyone has 2 opportunities. So like they can lose, everyone will lose one matchup but still be in the tournament. So if the high bracket winner loses the grand finals, they'll still have another opportunity to make up for that and try to redeem themselves. Just like if any other ordinary bracket stage matchup that wasn't in the grand finals, if you lose in the high bracket, you could drop down to the lower bracket. So that's how that would work, if that makes sense. But you may also be seeing the runners stop a lot longer than they might need to in between each game, and that's because with different NES flash carts, which is what most people use to play these games, especially the Famicom versions. So the NES flash carts, varying flash carts have different loading times, which can be unfair for a race setting. We don't want people to win based off of loading times. So we make everyone wait 25 seconds just so everyone has the same loading time in between each game. That way it's an even playing field in that regard. And if they do not wait the full 25 seconds, it is an automatic disqualification for just the individual race, not the entire best of 3. Will into 8-4 now. Hopefully he can close out Mario 1 and get to lost levels. Meanwhile, Stewie making it through 1-2. That second rim can be pretty tricky, especially when you're under pressure, under nerves in a race. But he did just fine. Hopefully we'll get these streams synced up soon. They're about 20 seconds apart right now. But Will jumping barely too early on that hammer bro. So when you exit the water room and you're in the last room, when Mario lands on the ground, if you immediately jump, you can, like almost every time, bop that hammer bro. But if you jump on like the first frame that you land on the ground, when you start the last room of 8-4, you'll land barely too far to the left and you'll run into the hammer bro and die. That looks like that's what happened to Will. Alright, and Will does finish up SMB1. will be starting the lost levels. We'll see if he can close the gap a little bit, as Stewie takes a hit in 4-3, going for the risky strats. Unfortunately, did not pay off for him. So I'd say, Will is about 3 minutes behind Stewie right now. I'd guess so like a World 8 game over in like 8-4 for Stewie would really close this gap. It looks like we have frozen Stewie's screen just so we can sync our timers up. Let's see how Stewie handles the 4-4 fight. Almost runs into Bowser, but he doesn't. He gets through. Alright, Stewie entering World 5 now, as Will is about to enter World 4, hopefully. Yeah, that climb can be a little scary sometimes. Trying to go fast can be pretty difficult. I wonder if Stewie's going to try to recover power-ups in 5-2. That's a really good level to actually recover power-ups in, whether you're doing any percent or warpless or all stages. Stewie bonking on those bricks messed him up for the super jump. So basically, obviously, what you're seeing Stewie do right now with those coin blocks, that's the intentional way of getting up that wall. But if you actually hit a vine block and then set your inputs up right to bounce off a paratroopa, one of those 2 paratroopers that we saw, you can actually skip having to the invisible coin blocks and actually make it up the wall, which saves a couple seconds. But Will bouncing off the Buzzy Beetle and went right through the floor, taking another death. I've never actually seen him or anyone like go through the floor like that. I mean, obviously he went through the pit first, which caused him to die ultimately, but afterwards going through the floor like that, I've never seen that before. But Stewie going for the vine block. There is a pipe clip you can do. It's called the Devil Spell that you can do in 5-2. It's pretty similar to the 4-2 wrong warp in Mario 1, where you go down an upside down pipe and you warp immediately to the warp zone. It saves more time, I believe, than the SMB1 wrong warp, but Stewie not going for it. A nice pipe clip there for Stewie. Does not save time if I recall, but it is cool to go for. See if Will challenges the bullet bills, and he does. Almost gets hit by that one though. So that big pit that you saw Will go over at the bottom of the screen, to get over that, it's a 3-frame window if you take the bottom route. It's pretty common to see people going for the top path there. Who wants to do a 3-frame window jump in a race? I didn't quite see where Stewie got hit. But yeah, he is back down to small now. Not the end of the world. And Will didn't slow down quite enough for that Potaboo. And he's getting dangerously close to a World 4 game over, right at the end too. It's always the worst when you see someone game over at the end of a world, not at the beginning. Stewie having a little bit of a slowdown there by the Koopa Troopa, but Does not die. I take that as a win. Yeah, to me, doing like the small only strats, like it is faster in the long run, but you have to play like really fast for it to be worth it. And to me, it's like a high risk, low reward sort of scenario. Usually, most of the time, the safer strats win the race. But you can get really good at the small only strats though, and it almost wouldn't matter. But there are people that are insanely consistent at both Mario 1 and Lost Levels as the small only strats. But yeah, usually the safer, the Fire Flower strats usually do really well. And you see people like die less often and make major mistakes less often. So this part that Stewie is going by in 8-4, that's actually a maze. So if you jump too high on that elevator that he had kind of stopped on for a few seconds, if he jumped too high there, it would have actually reset the maze, and he would have had to redo that entire first part of this fourth room that he's about to leave. And we're also going to see a really cool floor clip. You see the really cool floor clip there by Stewie. All you have to do is just run off the floor and you'll run into the other part of the floor. There's nothing super technical or crazy about it. It's just as simple as it gets, but yeah, unfortunately, we don't have game audio that can be used for either of the streams. Audio provided in the commentator controls, so hopefully the background music is entertaining enough. But we have Stewie starting at Mario 3, and the only unfortunate thing for Will is that Mario 3 is actually Stewie's strong suit in this category. It is his strongest game. So Stewie is definitely in a pretty decent position to take the first game if nothing major happens on his end. But a World 8 Mario 3 meltdown can happen to anyone. See Will going for the safety mushroom in 8-2. Let's hope he can finish off 2J strong here. It'd be cool to see him finish this run off at least. But does Stewie take a hit? I was looking at Will's screen, but it looks like Stewie got hit in 1-3. Yep, he is making it obvious that he is tilting. But there are 2 power-ups in the World 1 Fortress, which is just enough for him to beat this level with the Warp Whistle. So now that we're in Mario 3, we're going to go over some of the differences between the Famicom and NES versions. So, the Famicom versions, there's an extra fade-in part when you enter each level. That's like the biggest difference, and it loses a little bit of time through each level that you enter. You've probably seen it a few times already, but also, the text is obviously Japanese, so like mushroom houses are a little bit faster, actually. You see that second fade in there when the level was just opening up for Stewie. That's not present in the NES version, but it is for the Famicom version. Will take an unfortunate death in the beginning of 8-4. Quick death, though. Like, that's like a tricky like mechanic issue in that game, where like when you're trying to land in like a little gap that Will's trying to land in right now, and you're holding the direction you need to hold on the D-pad, but like sometimes Mario or Luigi even, like, just won't get in that little hole you need to get into. Everyone has to deal with it at some point, but Will taking another game over in 8-4, but he is strong and won't let those game overs defeat him. He's going to keep going. But another big difference between the Famicom and NES versions of Mario 3 are that when you get hit as like Raccoon Mario or Fire Mario or anything other, like anything more powerful than Big Only Mario in the Famicom version, you'll go right back down to small. So there's like a 2-hit system, power-ups, in the Famicom version, unlike the NES version where there's a 3-hit system. So let's say Stewie as Raccoon Mario gets hit right now. If he were playing the NES version, he were to go back just to regular Big Only Mario, but if he were to get hit now that he's playing the Famicom version as Raccoon Mario, he's going to go down to Small Mario. So the players do need to be a little extra careful in this version, because it can be really inconvenient entering one of the later World 8 stages as Small Mario. Especially because, like, you want the Fire Flowers, since Fireballs do save time on the Boom Boom fights over stomping on him. Saves about 3 seconds per fight. 3 to 4 seconds. Right, Will wrapping up 8-2 of Lost Levels. So let's do a little guess of how many hands we're going to see from Stewie. I'll say 0. I'll be nice to him today. I will say 0. The legend is that the hand stages have a 50% chance of pulling you in. But that math doesn't math very well, because the first hand, like, almost always pulls you in. Just saw Will taking another death in 8-3. I don't know how many lives he has. I don't know if he's close to a game over again. But making it through 8-3, one more level. Meanwhile, we have Stewie entering the hand room in World 8. Alright. Gets by the 99% hand. And missing the jump there. And now he gets the 99% hand. Had to happen. Oh, he's gonna go for the Peace Beat strat, alright. Right under that hammer, bro. That was cool to watch. And hand 3. So we got to see each hand at least one time from Stewie. Right? Crushes the third hand, so now we're going to be seeing the Air Force, which is arguably the toughest auto-scroller in this category. I wonder if Will knows about the floor clip there. He could have still had his big Mario power-up state. The Bowser here. Oh, and it was a forward. Right, he gets through. He gets through. Did not let 2J beat him. We'll take in the 25-second mandatory game switch time here. Right, Stewie is done with the Air Force. Now we're going to be heading into the real meat of Mario 3. 8-1 and 8-2. Going for early P-speed and nails it. Will entering 1-3 here. Gonna get the first of 2 warp whistles. Right, Stewie doing a great job in 8-2. Typical. People either use the star from the first auto-scroller in either this level or 8-1. We have seen it in 8-1 quite a few times, actually. Oh, and getting hit there. That's really bad, actually. Looks like he's gonna use this room. Get back his fire flower. I don't know if the mushroom's gonna... Oh, trying to go for swag there. Yeah, if you enter that second last door as far to the right as possible, you'll actually clip through the wall when you go into the other room. Will taking a hit there on the first auto-scroller. Right, Stewie getting pretty close to wrapping up his run here. Barring any major mistakes in the last couple levels here. Just called it for his run, but let's hope Stewie can finish it up here. Ooh, Stewie going for the elevator skip there. That clip saves about a second. That's 1 extra second. You can get back from the World 8 Fortress. So it's very important to have the Fire Flower for the Bowser fight. Saves over half a minute over having to make Bowser break the bricks on the floor. Hope he does not get the troll pattern here. There is one pattern that Bowser can give that he can jump and then shoot a flame, and the flame will hit you every time, but it looks like Stewie actually played it safe. We will be taking the first game. Let's get your GGs out for Stewie. And Will. Will did really good too. Let's not count him out. Alright, we got the second race room up for the runners here. Let's see if Will can make a comeback. I know Stewie said he didn't really practice that much, so 28.05 without really any practice is pretty solid. For the next race to get started, I just want to give a shout out to the multiple classic Mario games community. You guys don't know, this is not the only multi-game category we have for the classic Mario games. We have several other categories on the speedrun.com leaderboard, also called multiple classic Mario games. We have the NES Trilogy, which is the 3 North American Mario games on the NES: Mario 1, Mario 2, the Veggie one, and Mario 3. We have Quadrilogy, which is the 3 NES Mario games plus Lost Levels. We have another category for the 4 8-bit Mario games and Mario World, and the list just goes on. So plenty of multi-game action going on for multiple classic Mario games. So Will in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. He has to win 2 consecutive races to avoid being eliminated from the tournament. As a reminder, this is a bottom bracket match, so this is the last chance for a player to redeem themselves here. Let's cheer on Will and Stewie. Let's see. Hopefully we can get good performances out of both these players this time. Well, they did last time too. I think that wording kind of made it sound like they didn't play good, but they did play very good, both of them. So. Alright, so the race should be taking off any moment now. Alright, so we're going to be seeing same strats as before. Stewie going for the big fire strats, and Will going for the small strats. So the winner of this match, the opponent for the winner of this match hasn't been determined yet. So the winner for this match will be facing the loser of Saturday night's match, which is myself against Abella Brothers. So whoever loses that match will be facing the winner of this match. And that's also the only other match we have on the schedule, since those are really the only two matches that are going on right now. We do have another player in the tournament, but they're kind of they're waiting for their next matchup, which hasn't been determined yet. So they're kind of waiting on everyone else. Alright, so it looks like Will nails the wrong warp this time, shaking off the nerves. We'll see how World 8 goes for Will. I know last time it was a little bit rough, but I don't know if he's going to play it a little safe this time around. Oof, just barely catching the back part of that piranha plant. So this race is pretty close right now, despite the death. Not even, maybe like around 10 seconds apart. Or less than that, maybe. Ah, oh, Stewie barely missing that Koopa shot. I'm pretty familiar with that mistake. Happens to me a lot. But, he's gonna go for BBG here on Will's side. And he gets it. I don't think we've ever had a BBG in a Mario, an MCMG tournament before. Stewie being a little risky with the Hammer Bros. It did not pay off, so he's actually going to be behind Will now. Both of them got duped out by that last Hammer Bro. And Stewie taking another death, so he's in a pretty vulnerable position right now. And Will getting 3-3 first try, so he's made up a lot of ground over Stewie right now. So I haven't really explained that wall jump setup that the players are going for. So there's a 1-frame wall jump setup and a 2-frame wall jump setup. Normally people go for the 2-frame setup where you're walking off the pipe without holding B. And once you are airborne off the pipe, you hold B. So then you start running when you land on the ground afterwards. And that sets the wall jump, or that sets you up to get the wall jump in a 2-pixel, or a 2-frame window, I mean, instead of a 1-frame window. Easiest 2-frame input ever. But Will taking the lead in the Mario Lost Levels this time. This could be his redemption arc, we don't know just yet. But Stewie isn't far behind. I see Will go for the star there, the safety star in 1-1. It's perfect too, because it brings you right to the flagpole. Don't have to worry about anything. So optimally, we've been seeing these players in 1-2 use the elevators to get to the other part of 1-2, past the normal exit pipe. But the fastest way is to actually do a wall jump off this pipe that Will's about to pass. It is the fastest way of doing it, getting over to the this room here, but if you miss the wall jump, it can be kind of a nightmare. Then you have to wall jump to even get up there after you mess it up the first time, so it's just generally better to go for the elevator instead. Will is all power up now. I don't know if he went for the fire strats in this game in the first race. Looks like he is taking things a little bit safer, I'm guessing. He probably is watching the stream and knows he's in the lead, so might be being a little bit more careful this time around. Hopefully everyone is enjoying this matchup so far. I want to see like more tournament matchups like this. We have had a bunch of races in this tournament already. Oof, Will taking a hit there. Didn't duck in time for that low bullet bill. So he's in a pretty uncomfortable spot for 4-4. And Stewie also almost losing Fire Flower, but barely sniping that Hammer Bro. But like I was saying, we do have a bunch of previous matches in this tournament that will probably be uploaded to YouTube pretty soon. And we did have a tournament last year, which was the NES Trilogy, which was Mario 1, Mario 2 USA, and Mario 3 on the NES version. So if you want to see more multi-game tournaments like this, we do have a tournament from last year that's already completely up on YouTube. So you can go check that out as well. But, we do see Will taking a death towards the end of 4-4, if I'm not mistaken, and Stewie getting hit in 4-3. So the gap is closing a little bit. Bowser got so close to him there. Stewie missing a jump at the end of 4-4. That can be a tough jump to make, especially if the fireball from Bowser is in a really weird spot. I think Stewie was looking for the power up there, but I believe it's in the third leftmost block. So he was thinking the wrong side there. But another death from Stewie. He's in a pretty bad spot right now. Alright, he heard me. Good. Giving him tips here. He's definitely playing it really safe right now. He does not want to take a game over. That's going to give Will a tremendous lead. Nice wall clip, though. Damage boosting through Bowser. Will entering 5-2. Will he recover power-ups here? I don't think so. And he bonks on the pipe, which makes the red piranha plant come down before he can clear it. So he's also close to a game over. So if he dies in 5-2, this could be a really close race again. And he's not going for the Devil Spell either, so we don't get to see any 5-2 wrong warp from the players at all in this matchup tonight. Gonna take an intentional game over, and he is. I didn't catch if Stewie took an intentional game over. I don't think he did, judging by his score, his coin count. We will take an extra life here. Not a bad choice. Pretty smart, actually. A little bit faster than an intentional game over, that's for sure. Yeah, I might actually... I'm thinking about disqualifying both of them for not doing Devil Spell. They're not worthy of advancing if they're not going to be cool. Nah, just kidding. Messing up Devil Spell and dying is less cool than taking the Vine, I'll be honest. But Stewie does get back up to Fire Flower. We saw Will get the safety mushroom in 8-2. We got to see them get off the vine at the exact same time. That was cool. Stewie not getting the swag clip this time around. Yeah, there are, I mean, we see Will going for that hidden star block in 8-3. There's actually a lot of hidden blocks in that level. Some of them are vines, some of them are poisonous mushrooms. I think there's actually one actual, like, mushroom or fire flower in one of the blocks, too. Obviously, coin blocks as well. Will made that jump to the bottom part as Big Mario, but first few times he did it as Small Mario in the last race, he wasn't getting through. Weird how sometimes that works in this game. And he gets hit by that fire bar, but there are more power-ups to collect in 8-4. But he doesn't go for the one in the G room. He's being a little in the mood for a party, getting the fireworks in 8-2. So yeah, I didn't even go over fireworks. So in Mario 1, you get fireworks if the last digit of your timer when you grab the flag is a 1, 3, or 6. You'll get fireworks depending on which of those 3 digits you get. So obviously if you get like a 331 on the timer at the end of a level, you'll get 1 firework. And same thing with 3 and 6, you'll get 3 and 6 fireworks respectively. And 2J, the game that we're in right now, say if Stewie got 306 on the timer with 46 coins, he would get 6 fireworks, since the last digit of his coin count was matching the last digit of his timer upon the flag grab. But with an even number, that would be 6 fireworks, and an odd number would be 3 fireworks. But Stewie taking another 8-4 death. Now he's got to play it extra safe here. Will did take a death at the beginning of 1-1. If he can If he's good with Mario 3 right now, if he can play a good Mario 3, he could actually bring this up to potentially taking the game. But remember, Mario 3 is Stewie's strong suit. He's one of the best Mario 3 players in the world. So, it's not going to be easy to make ground in Mario 3 regardless of who's actually playing against Stewie, so... Right, and Stewie is now done with Lost Levels. We'll see if Stewie can make up some time here. Mario 3. Make sure to follow the runners too. We should have a command for that in the chat. Probably not up, but the names I think on the screen right now should be the same as their Twitch handles, so just go check them out on their Twitch channels, follow them, give them some love, they deserve it. I guess the commands are out of order as of right now, which is not the end of the world. Kind of interested in seeing how Will's gonna approach World 8. Because he has the stream up, he should know that he is in the lead right now. But not like a tremendous amount, but still a decent amount. I don't know how risky he's gonna play World 8. Floating right into the Rocky Wrench there. I don't think he's passed the power up yet, so he can still have an opportunity to get the Navy Fire Flower, which would be really nice. There we go, we got Teeks to the rescue with the runner Twitch chats, but alright, Will taking a death towards the end of the auto-scroller, so now we're like tied. That one death helped bring Stewie back pretty much completely there. This could very well come down to hands. I don't know if we've ever had a matchup in this tournament yet that's been decided by hands, but maybe this could be a first. Knowing this race, they're probably going to get the same hand RNG. So that strat that Stewie just went for with killing all those bombs, that's actually a D-lag strat. Nice little time save there, it's not super hard. Much easier with Tail Mario versus Big Mario, though. Okay, I guess now that we're entering the Navy, let's get our predictions in the chat for how many hands each player will get. I want it to be close, so I'm going to say 1 hand for each. I will say that flying strat to get the Navy Fire Flower with Tail Mario was really nice. Much easier than the former strat. But Stewie getting the Fire Flower with ease, Will on the other hand, not quite getting it. That's going to help Stewie out a little bit. 3 seconds per Boom Boom fight, 3 to 4 seconds. Will dancing with the Rocky Wrenches. Trying to not get hit. Actually, I'm going to change my hand guess. I'm going to say 0 for both. Now that I say that, they're both going to get 1, and I'm going to deeply regret it. So we are This is awesome. We're seconds apart. Entering the hands. What a race. Stewie getting pulled in by the first hand. 99% hand, not 50%. Will getting the first hand too. Oh, taking a death though. Stewie getting pulled in by the second hand. Will, same thing with the first hand. Those Hammer Bros, man, they're so nasty. Will getting so unlucky with that hand. And Stewie getting all 3 hands. And that's a game over, but I think he'll still be fine. I think he'll still be able to skip the auto-scrollers. He'll just go back to the hand room again. Yeah. It would be so awesome if he got 0 hands right now. That would be insane. Come on, man. Like, seriously? 4 in a row? My gosh, dude. Yeah, we're gonna blame Dr. Torstol on this one. Your fault. Might actually be right, too. That'll be funny. To an extent. So we now have in the upper hand. Tables have turned. And Will not getting all 3 hands. So close. 1 hand off. This really still isn't like a set-in-stone race for Stewie, though. If he makes a big mistake, and Will plays it really clean and doesn't tilt, this could actually... Will could probably come back, but... time is running out. Especially when your opponent gets 8-1P speed early. I think that's 2 for 2 early 8-1P speed for Stewie. I think he got it the last time, too. Alright, Will finishing the Air Force. Alright, Stewie playing 8-2 a little safe. Kind of surprised he kept P-Speed there. But nails 8-2, like normal. Just another day at work. Will gonna use his star in 8-1. I did mention earlier that players really like to use their star in 8-1. Ooh. I don't know what happened to Stewie there. Just got hit the very beginning of 8F, and then he grabbed the mushroom. He's gonna go for the swag again. And he gets it first try this time. But Will playing it pretty safe in 8-2. Can't blame him. Better safe than sorry. I don't think Stewie's gonna break the 30-minute mark, but he could still put on a pretty solid race time. Will going back down to small. I don't know if he knows where the power-ups are. Didn't necessarily have to take a death there, but falling right, he did place that 1 cal gap perfectly. I really forgot it was there, honestly. Normally you just go right by it. Now that waffle there giving him some trouble. Mushroom trolling him. And power-ups, like mushrooms in particular, since they move around, are really weird in this game. When you hit the block, the mushroom will slide in the direction opposite of whichever side you are in regards to the block. So if you hit the mushroom block on the left side, the mushroom will slide to the right, and vice versa. We're having some trouble there in World 8 Fortress, but Stewie's about to wrap up the run. He's in a very good position to move on. Anything can happen. We're half a minute away from the end, but anything can happen. Going for the fast strat this time. He went for the safe Bowser kill last time, but this time he went a little more optimal. But this is going to be it for Stewie. See, we'll use Will's timer to see what kind of time Stewie's getting. So it looks like a 30:52 for Stewie, so it is going to be it. Stewie will be taking this matchup home, the victory home. So that does mean, unfortunately, Will is out of the tournament now. This was a bottom bracket matchup, so since Will lost in the bottom bracket, there's no other brackets to go to. So that is going to be it for Will, but we will be seeing more from Stewie. players come in for some interviews. Alright, it does look like we have our winner, Stewie Cartman, here for the interviews. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. How
do you feel about those races?
I honestly did not expect that at all because I completely forgot what day it was. So, like, I was watching something on my computer, and then I saw the Discord tag, and I was like, oh, that's right. I completely forgot.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. So, like, I was going into this, like, ice cold. Like, I had no practice at all.
Yeah, you played really well for going in cold, though. Started off with a 28-minute run.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. But, just GG's to Will, and sucks his run is over, but he's definitely a very good runner, and I'm sure we'll see more multi-game runs from him.
We don't count him up, and speaking of which, we do have Will here as well. Great job on your performance. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I thought I had that second race, but
I'm just gonna say right now, you definitely deserved it because I played like garbage in game 2. Like,
it was Fortress. It got me. I'm not 100% sure like where the power-ups were, so I was just kind of.
So there's a fire flower if you're big right at the start, and then there's that door that you take to get to Boom Boom, and then if you go in the door before that one, there's another fire flower there.
Oh, okay. But other than that, GG's to Stewie. You're an insane SMB3 runner. Just know that.
Thank you. I was honestly expecting to go to game 3 with how this match started because, let's see, I got hit in 8-2 SMB1. I died twice in 8-3 trying to get a mushroom. I got hit by an impossible bill in 4-3 of 2J. I died twice in 4-4. And then I grabbed a 1-up from the coins. I think it was an 8-1. And then I died in 8-4 trying to go for the fast start at the beginning. So after that 2J, I thought we were going to game 3. And then
anything can happen.
Yeah, well, when I got all 3 hands, I was like, okay, we're definitely going to game 3 now. I was like, there's no way. And
yeah, I felt so bad for Will there. Being the first
and actually, you know what?
Times.
I thought I was gonna die on the Air Force because I jumped for just before one of my Qs at the end, and I thought I jumped off. Like, I was like, oh god, I'm dead here.
Oh.
SMB3 has never been my... Right? It's never been my strong suit for SMB3. I tried a couple of runs a couple years ago, but could never get anything finished.
The funny thing is, if you play the Speedrunners Edition or Randomizer where the auto-scrollers are off, I actually think the Air Force is worse than with the auto-scroll.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially if you're trying to go fast.
Yeah. And then there's people in the rando community who think I'm a psycho for wanting the auto-scroll on in Air Force.
I don't blame you.
All right. So with that, looking at the bracket, Will, it does look like this will be the end of the road for you, but I think you did really
Oh, good.
well. Especially for, not having a PB on the leaderboard. You definitely proved yourself worthy of some recognition here. So good job in all your races, sticking it out.
Thank you, and GG, Stewie.
GG's. Oh, also with that game too. So I was trying to connect my live split to race time, and then it just crashed. So I was like, all right, well, now I just got to guess how much time has passed, and just hope it's more than 25 seconds. So like I had no idea how much time had passed after I finished each game.
I usually just waited a solid 30 seconds, so that way there's leniency.
That's what I tried to do. I was like, I'm just gonna wait longer than normal and just hope.
Maybe I'll make a
Yeah.
return with commentary.
Yeah, we do have a match on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Myself versus Abella,
Good
which is
luck.
pretty much the one matchup that's holding up the tournament right now because we'll have winner of that face Bins in the semifinals, and then whoever loses that is going to face Stewie in losers bracket round 2. So gonna be some fun action on Saturday, and then we'll
Could be a
progress to
potential
the
rematch between me and Vince.
maybe. um yeah, we are getting a little bit close to the end. We have 2 matches, and then we were into the semifinals. So but with that, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So let's start with some last words. We'll start with Stewie. Any last words for the
Uh,
audience?
just GG's again, Will, and looking forward to the match on Saturday.
All right.
GG, Stewie.
What about you, Will?
I would like to say make sure to follow everybody who's been participating. They are all amazing runners. Follow Speed Gaming too, so you can see some amazing tournaments. And GG, Stewie.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, GG's guys. Awesome job, both of you. Um, yeah, wrapping it up here. Other than this, like I said, we have that race on Saturday, the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I don't think there's a channel set for that yet. So stay tuned for that. Go check out Stewie and Will on Twitch and on YouTube and what other social media that they would have. Check out multiple classic Mario games on speedrun.com. We have whole multi-game categories that are awesome to watch. And with that, I'm Marzo2, and thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.